On the edge of nowhere, northwestern China, these walls of concrete and barbed wire, disguised as apartment buildings, hold one too many secrets. That the Chinese government even denied the existence of this place. They are labor camps for Muslim minorities, mostly Uyghurs. This is a rare glimpse into what life is like under indoctrination of the Chinese state. The cameraman is risking his life in order to expose the reality of ethnic cleansing on a mass scale. This covert footage is the closest we can get to the camp's inhabitants. Over the last few years, it was kept a secret that the mass incarceration of around 10 million Uyghurs and Kazakhs by the Chinese government. Unfortunately, it has led to little reaction from the international community. However, these labor programs are part of a larger story. To understand that story, we must take a closer look at the compound. It's in Xinzing, in the northern city of Qutin, where the population is mostly China's Han ethnic minority, but the workers in the compound are Uyghurs and other minorities transferred from their homes in Hotan and Kashgar, hundreds of miles away. At the Qutin complex, there are multiple dormitories. We see that right around the time the transfer started in 2017, a security checkpoint and another building, a cafeteria, were built at the site. The camera person is now shooting inside the cafeteria. We can see the compound's residents. They all work as street cleaners. A sign describing the program calls them Kashgar and Hotan surplus labor. It also lists instructions for how they should conduct themselves. And another poster offers guidelines on how to interact with the local population. This program and others like it have led to the relocation of hundreds of thousands of Uyghurs away from their homes and families. But government propaganda openly promotes these as poverty alleviation initiatives.
促进喀什和田地区城乡妇孺劳动力转移就业，增加城乡妇孺劳动力收入，体现了党中央、习近平总书记和自治区党委政府对喀什和田地区各族群众的关心关怀。
But what's at stake here is more than just putting people into labor programs. The bigger goal is to turn Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities away from their own heritage and identities, to be more in line with the rest of communist China. Back at the compound, the rules strictly limit when and where the workers can go. We hear about this as our camera person meets residents in the sleeping quarters.
像你们这个晚上，比如说你不在食堂吃饭，你可以出去吃饭吗？
中午，中午是可以。
不是，我说你来了1年了，你回去过没有？看过孩子没有？
孩子没有。
This man says he was pressured to come here a year earlier, leaving his family, a wife and a young child behind. His life here includes mandatory Mandarin classes in the evenings. And despite the government's claim that they are lifting these workers out of poverty, he says he's only making a third of what he did back home.
你这个每个月发多少钱呢
2000。
像你没来之前，你在家里面收入多少钱啊？
去年的200一天。
Yarkand County is the home he left behind. For Uyghurs in towns like these, the future is becoming increasingly uncertain because the decision whether to stay or go is often no longer in their hands. Suleiman Sais, SBC News.